Hey everyone, this is Austin. I know I didn't do a video about slime. I'm going to do videos on things that I can actually talk about. And slime, when it gets to the politics, I feel that I don't have to explain too much. So yeah, that's the explanation to why. But getting to bottom tier, this episode was pretty good. And I'm going to talk towards the end a little bit about something I want to. But anyway, so we see that Yuzu actually wants to learn TAC-FAM, to basically get Shuji to notice her and get attention, because we have this bully named Erica here, and she kind of looks like she's getting his attention, and she doesn't like that. She wants to get his attention, and honestly, I think it's actually really sweet that she wants to go out of her way to kind of meet him halfway at his interest, and that's a really good thing to do if you want a relationship, because you're connecting. And we see Erica is a kind of leader in her social environment, but let's start off with, this whole little... I really love Tomo in this episode. He's really strong, and he kind of was a teacher, and I sometimes don't feel like Shuji deserves to have Yuzu, because Yuzu is a very kind person, but it's one of those things you can't help, but, you love who you love, in a sense. But we see that Yuzu is played just like a textbook actual beginner, according to Tomo, and Tomo goes into his tunnel vision to talk about how, the game and how to do everything, and he went so far into it like a teacher and kind of tries to teach her how to be better, which is the short jump. And the way he does it is give her a broken stopwatch. If you press a little really quickly, like on the controller, it will not stop the watch, in a sense. And I actually really like this whole little moment of this, because it shows that he is able to stand on his own. He's made progress since the beginning, and it kind of picks up the whole pace. And I really do like how he has tunnel vision when it comes to something he's passionate about. That is a nice thing to have always, but you always got to be careful, because it can make you socially awkward, as we see with him, because he loves it so much. He can't just not talk about it. And I do like the differences between these two, because we're seeing someone that is kind of socially awkward and someone that depends on socializing in general. And I'm going to tell you right here, guys, don't rely on people to be that kind of buffer to make sure that you feel good. You should pretty much make yourself feel good, not the people around you. It's a skill that a lot of people lack, and if you can't find happiness, chances are whoever you are friends with or who you end up with can't make you happy either. So some advice from Austin-Sensei here. But continuing on, I actually want to talk a little bit briefly about this, because this is something that probably a lot of people are going to overlook. I do like how Tomo talks really nicely and proudly about Aoi, and I said her name completely wrong the last episode, that review I did, so I apologize. But yeah, it's nice to see that, and we see Aoi kind of amazed how lucky Tomo has been with Yuzu, and she basically gives Tomo tickets so he can use it to take Fuka on a date. And I really want to mention right here, because some people think she's just pushing him. I've seen it in the comments, don't worry, I read them, but she said if you want to, not you have to. And see, that's a thing a lot of people don't understand. I've been in a relationship that wasn't so great, and when they say the difference between that, you can tell right away what they want from you, kind of thing. But moving on to the whole thing of watching the whole little segment of the whole Yuzu training really hard to get everything, and I really do like how, though, Tomo has been admiring Aoi. But continuing on again, we see Tomo actually confront the whole issue that he made for himself, and he's being truthful, which is a good thing, because he does confess to Fuka that he didn't read any of the books. And this is a thing a lot of guys need to realize, because I learned it myself. Don't just go along with the flow to impress the female. Be your own person. That way you can guys kind of like meet in the middle and have each other's interest in mind and develop a very healthy relationship. And I really respect this man for doing that, because that's a very hard thing to do for a lot of guys. And he is pretty much, I think he's a really good person. I really, really understand why people like, Fuka. She is soft-spoken and understanding, and that is quite nice, but isn't the person that he needs in his life. There's a difference between having and wanting than needing, because everyone has that perfect person for them. Perfect isn't an actual thing, just an embodiment of a person, but it's on the personal level, to say the least. But I'll talk a little more about that towards the end of the video. So he didn't obviously end up asking her out, as, we all figured. Before, Tomo could actually go to Aoi, he got dragged into, facing Shuji in an attack fam, and I really don't like his attitude. I'm going to just be honest, I don't like him one bit, because he kind of bullies people around him, and I get that he wants to feel powerful, and he felt very weak because Tomo kind of basically destroyed him in a video game, and he is that person that can't take a loss correctly. But I do find it respectable and annoying that he kept trying to face Tomo even though he was losing. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I'm not going to say the other one, but that is a quote from Einstein. But continue on. I do like how, the females were watching in the background, and, Erica kind of was making little disrespectful comments about gaming, and we do see that towards the end of the whole, battle they were having, Shuji did take off a stock, which it shows his training. It's a good development, and I do like how, Oi was kind of, confused, like, hey, where is he? What's going on? I need to find, Tomo, and she ends up showing up. Then we kind of have this little brief moment of, the same montage of him fighting, Tomo over and over and over. And the thing is, I know some people may get annoyed by this because no one likes a sore loser at the end of the day because it's annoying to deal with. But as I said previously, it is very respectful that he kept going. And I do like how Tomo didn't just say, I don't want to face you, I'm tired of facing you. He obliged him because deep down, Shuji is a good person. He just doesn't have the right attitude. And that's what I meant when I said I don't like him. He can be improved, which is a good thing in writing. But continuing on, we do see Erica kind of become this bully to the bully, in a sense. And basically, she calls out Shuji for doing the whole thing over and over. And the thing is, she did the wrong calling out. And that's why I'm not going to say it was good, but he deserves a different thing. Then I do like, after she did this, we had good old, Tomo literally stand up for him and blurs out all these things and how, this is kind of how, he's showing that he's working hard. That's the thing that Tomo is trying to tell Erica, that this man over here, Shuji, my man, has been practicing really hard to face me, and you're going to just disrespect him and his efforts just like that? That's not cool. And he, honestly, this man, Tomo, is such a good guy. I really like who he is, and the fact that he stood up against honestly, a leader type kind of person is amazing, and it's just, I like that, he isn't afraid, and that's a very good thing to have, and he has a strong sense of kind of like pride in what he does, and he felt personally attacked, obviously, but it ended up benefiting, his social standing. I know people are like, oh, he's going to get so much trouble and everything, and no, that usually doesn't happen, but I do like how, he kind of got annoyed about not being able to help. And the one thing I actually almost forgot is, Yuzu. She actually kind of took the stand against the good old bully Erica. Foolishly, she did admit what she was doing, and that isn't usually a good thing to do if you're trying to kind of get a sneak attack on what you want. And it still was a good thing to throw in there, but yeah, and I see how Shuji and the crew after, kind of, because Tomo brought it up, aren't bothering him because, Tomo stood up for him. And that's, guys, even when rivals, can become the best friends. That's the thing about guys, honestly. And I do like how Tomo outright just asked Oe to go to the screening for tomorrow, and she's basically said that she can't do it because she has a club meeting or stuff to do tomorrow, but she rebounded with, we can go see a different movie today. And this is where I'm going to kind of just go a little more in depth with this. It's clear that they both like each other. I know some people are like, it's kind of weird because the teacher and, sensei. At the same time, they're kind of now at this mutual standing, and Tomo can be a man. And the thing is, she wasn't pushing him to be who she wanted him to be. She was pushing him because she wanted him to have an easier life, and there's nothing wrong with that, having someone like that in your life as a, romantic partner. It's actually really good to have that person to push you, and that's why I'm going to say, with clear and honestly my full heart, that good old Aoi is a better girl for Tomo. Fuka is quite a nice girl, don't get me wrong, but she isn't the type of female that, Tomo needs in his life, and people get that confused, as I said earlier. And the thing is, people are like, how do you know she likes him or like that? She truly didn't like him like that. She would have just flat out made something up again and just not done anything. This is honestly a very good way of showing how a relationship is blossoming very slowly but surely, and I like it. I know a lot of people may go, why are you thinking this? It comes from experience in my life and, psychology, and yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. This is Austin, and I'm signing out. Peace.